Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Sorodin Chronicles here on ThisShowIsAMimic. I am Bertie the Bard, your Ginger Master, and with me as always is...
What is up, everybody? It is Miss Saoirse on TikTok, otherwise known as Kenna, and today I will be playing Audra, the Water Genasi Barbarian.
Hi everybody, I'm Ben, also known as Bender's D&D, also known as Cade Vakian, the half-elf hexblade warlock. Is that a mouthful? Yes it is. Yep, that's me.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Hex. Je jouais une Jason Vagrant et il est une half-elf fighter et rogue.
Eric.
Hola, me llamo esta Arondera.
Okay.
I am the very hastily put together Tabaxi wizard known as Long Shadow because I'm still getting my stuff set up. We had a small technical error pre-stream and I will be running the stream today. So if things are a little rocky, don't blame them on Birdie. It is indeed my fault.
It's not your fault.
I'm also obsidian all
blame
of
Aaron.
everywhere, but that's under
It's
my name.
my
It's fine.
fault!
It's Kenna's fault.
No, it's my fault.
It's no one's fault. We just... Wait, if anyone's at fault, it's me because I didn't test things before after I changed location. You see them live from an undisclosed location.
Uh-huh.
Don't tell them about
you
the
can't
secret
see
base.
for my own safety. I'm live from the new Shazam headquarters.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm live from the new Shazam headquarters, which is just a bunch of yurts. So be prepared. However, the internet isn't great in these yurts, so we start getting that sorted.
What is a yurt?
It's like a tent. It's like a tent but more bougie.
Oh my god.
Anywho, so yeah, sorry for the delay. We're a little bit late, but yeah, I don't think we've got anything major to announce other than I've changed location. As always, this music that you are hearing right now is brought to you by the amazing, incomparable Arcane Anthems. He's fantastic, and he supplies most of the music that you'll hear. We also take music from Incompetech.com and Soundhammer. So that's all those things. Okay, if that's all. Last time, you guys were playing wizards in a really rundown school, but the time before that, you had finished your voyage into the eastern shore of the continent of Sorodin. Just off of the barony, you had managed to encounter and make contact with the ship belonging to Tifa Stormvale, a half-elf that has some form of kinship with Jason Vagrant, a member of your own party. Jason had a premonition dream that this ship would be attacked by a great sea serpent, and he was correct. As when you got close enough to Tifa's ship, you heard the sounds of battle coming from this ship, doing great battle with this sea serpent, and you instantly charged in for the rescue. With a few very close calls, you nearly lost your party member, Cade Vakian. You succeeded in vanquishing, however temporarily, this sea serpent as it slithered back to the bottom of the seafloor, ready to hibernate until it has the strength to emerge again. Though not for a long time. After that, there was a very tense meeting between Jason Vagrant and Tifa Stormvale, the captain of the Storm's Marshal. And a small part of information was exchanged. You found out that Tifa was headed for Port Obsidor, a place that is your ultimate destination. And she recommended that she and Jason have a little chat. And I believe that's where we left off. Am I missing anything?
No, I believe that was it. Yeah. Big battle.
So you guys are aboard the Dawn Rider, and yeah, that's where we'll begin.
Oh boy.
We had decided to go back to Celador, right? To accompany them?
Believes.
I think their plan was that that was kind of the temporary, like, unless plans change, this is our current plan. But still, I think we were gonna have a talk with Tifa and see what they were doing. Really, I think.
We wanted to check up on what their plans were before making our own.
Yes, I believe that's what the yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Jason and I'm gonna say, you want to come with us to talk to her, or do you want to give her some space, or are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm okay. I would rather that when I do go to speak to her, whether or not that's now or later on, that at least one of you guys come with me.
Well, I'm just gonna go ask her what her plans are. So that's pretty much it.
Perhaps the two of you should go.
Maybe we should save the reunion for a conversation that is separate from travel plans. Do not mingle the two, to give you as much time and security as possible in your conversation.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
Well, in that case, Cade, you're, well,
Alive. That's the important thing.
yes.
Yep.
Happy about that, and she smacks him on the back.
Oh, ow. Still sore.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I'm good, I think.
Long Shadow, you're the quartermaster. Do you want to come with me to go talk to Tifa about her plan?
I think that is acceptable. Shall come with you.
Okay. Cade, you're welcome to come, or you can stay with Jason. It's up to you.
I mean, well, if we're to make plans for where we're gonna go, I suppose I'd like to be there, but
Okay.
it's up to you as our captain.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna
it's everyone
try-
besides Jason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason's gonna collect his thoughts and just have a little bit of alone time.
All right.
Fair enough.
So you guys, they were setting to work repairing the ship last time you saw. You guys going to take a little bit time to rest and recuperate before heading over?
Oh yeah, I think we'll definitely give it
Probably
like
be a
at
good
least an
idea.
hour or two. We're gonna grab some tea. We're
We'll
gonna
give him a minute.
warm our
Hell
feet a
yeah,
little
short
bit,
rest.
get dry, clean clothing on. I'm gonna
Right.
wash some of the ocean water out of my fur, because that can't smell good. You know.
Jason wasn't hit
Okay.
once in that last battle, by the way. I just want to point that out.
So you can
Nice.
take the benefits of a short rest if you want.
All right.
If you want to spend time to regain some hit points. Anyone that did take damage?
Couldn't be me.
Damage?
Damage?
I
What?
am going
Never.
to expend 2 of my hit dice.
I'm going to use some of my hit dice
Alright.
as well.
I regained a decent amount of hit
give
points
me
off that.
Do a little bit better.
Do. Got it.
That's, add 5.
Yes, take some time. Cade, you start you notice when you come out that some of the leather components of your armor is a little bit melted away.
Oh.
See the metal components are still they're pristine. These
Are we short resting together?
being too tarnished.
Yeah.
So wait, they're what? Sorry.
Some of the leather components, it's aesthetic damage mainly. The actual
Oh, okay.
protective parts, the metal,
Right.
is still very pristine. You see the protection, the enchantment that makes it silent, also keeps it from being tarnished by
Right.
ordinary means. But yeah, some of the leather components is a little bit melted away. It's looking a bit worse for wear from the stomach acid.
How is Cade looking after like a relative rest?
I'm
Is-
currently rolling hit dice, so I'm.
Currently eating
I'm doing.
sushi. Very tasty.
Where'd you get that from, Long Shadow? What?
I,
Chef?
Long Shadow says it because he's currently eating sushi. He's prepared some just like while during the break, eating a solid spring roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Log caught some
I've rolled.
fish.
I've rolled a few of my hit die. I'm looking okay.
Yeah,
I've got 2 left, and I'm
still a little
like
beaten, or you?
2/3. I'm like
Okay.
2/3. I'm fine.
All right.
I'll live.
So Jason's sitting there, and he's whilst we're resting, his tattoo still wouldn't have gone down, and he's just trying to like a almost just static energy that he's just trying to pass between like his hands at the moment. He's trying to really focus on whatever power that this is.
Jason,
Okay, yes. Long Shadow.
if you're going to concentrate on your magic, perhaps maybe introducing a focusing element such as arcane words or a sigil might assist you in becoming more used to your power.
Do you know any words that would be helpful? I
Well,
don't exactly know what the limits are at the moment.
Well, the problem with magic is that there are very few limits if you have imagination. I can introduce you to some of my notes, some of the things I've studied. Perhaps that'll give you a better idea of ways with which to bind your magic.
I think everything that I've tried so far has been somewhat intuitive. I've tried something that seems possible and it has happened.
If
But
you-
I don't understand it. I don't know where it.
the
And
problem-
Nothing's
understand.
impossible.
Nothing is impossible. Kate is exactly correct. The thing is if you only try things that seem possible, you shall never reach the apex of impossibility.
Is impossibility possible?
Everything is possible.
What about impossibility?
That is the point. By mortal and normal means, it would be impossible.
You've lost me. You're completely like
It's okay.
over my
I shall
head.
give you my
would
notes
be
for
here.
first year theoretical magic.
You're like
it was a
up
long
here.
lecture. We shall get you the notes. I'll break it down the same way that your book did. Just 3 sentences over and over. We'll figure it out.
Amazing.
Yeah, cool.
Reminding our audience at home: exercise, balanced diet. Water.
Oh no, my hydration is up in my office. I don't even have water. This is so sad.
Jason, were you about to say something to Cade there before Long Shadow was talking?
I think I'll leave it a little while. I'll
Okay.
leave it a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I heard you say his name. I was like, wait, what?
No, I was going to, but I'm gonna leave it a while.
Okay.
Crumpets.
Right. So if you guys have had your little a bit of a rest, you see across the waters the Storm's Marshal. They've made good headway into getting the ship back in working order, and you guys can head over there.
Yep.
Um,
Row your boat.
Gently down
you
the
guys
stream.
are kind of moored directly next to each other, and there's a plank allowing free access between the ships.
Audrey's just singing that as she walks across the. As she walks across.
I was thinking we're gonna
doing
have to
the
do like the
motion.
whole like rope swing across where you gotta like grab it and like try and jump.
But yeah, you guys head over to the ship where there are many ship crew mates at work with repairs, and you make your way to the captain's cabin. Who's knocking?
Me.
Captain.
Oh, this is a great
Yeah.
excuse to get Kenna to do everything.
Yeah.
He's the captain.
And
Just Captain.
so you knock, and from inside you hear, "Come in."
Coming in.
See, she's stood behind a table with a large map of the continent on it, and she looks up at you a little bit. She looks a bit frightened, and then noticing it's you, she softens. She goes, "Oh, it's only you. Come in, come in."
Yeah, Audra kind of saddles up, and what's she looking at?
She's just looking
I
down at the map. You see, like, she has your current location plotted. There's cartography tools strewn around.
So, Captain,
Captain,
you're headed to Port Obsidor, huh?
indeed.
We are also headed there. Would you mind if I asked? I know it's not any of our business, but we seem to be linked somehow. Why are you headed to Port Obsidor?
There are people there that need to be stopped.
Oh, great. Well, fabulous. That's what we're going there for, too.
It is heartening to hear that you share a similar goal.
If our goals are in fact similar, who are you going to stop?
Oh,
Yes, Audra,
Audra-
who are we going to stop?
well, Audra looks at Cade and kind of like stops short and is like, oh shit, maybe,
Should I,
Go for it.
kind of, just kind of looks to Audra, kind of almost for like permission to like share their goal.
Audra kind of shrugs her shoulders and she says, this one's up to you.
Okay. Well, it seems all of us have been brought together by a lot of things that seem to be happening in the same place, but our goal that we might share with you is we know of, well, we don't know too much, but there's some form of cult that's gaining power there.
Her eyes narrow slightly at the word cult.
Oh shit.
We-
It would appear
Don't-
our goals do align.
Yes, and that's how I kind of knew who you were before we got here. Jason apparently knows you too, but he wasn't sure what your full name was. But I'd seen your name before. I remembered it when he had his vision. He mentioned Captain Stormvale, and I remembered that name because I'd seen it somewhere before. I'd seen a list. I can't remember any of the others off the top of my head, but that name stuck out to me. Your full name, Tifa Stormvale, stuck out to me because it was on the same list of names as mine.
What's your name?
Cade Vakian.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. She's making me really nervous and I don't like it.
This is
Okay.
why he was asking for permission.
We all leave
What?
Jason on the other ship and we come back having killed his sister.
Oh my god.
So things
16.
escalated.
The only two women in his life are meeting.
It got really intense real fast. I rolled a
Listen,
16.
I just had a funny feeling. No, so you see, she is studying Cade right now, intensely, since hearing his name. She had a visible reaction, whether good or bad, to the name Cade Vakian.
Okay.
And Audra notices them. Good to know.
And Audra, you would notice this.
I noticed this as she's looking at me.
You can tell she's looking. She had a reaction. Her reaction was not subtle. You can't quite gauge the nature of it. However, the name means something to her.
I assume you, Jason, you've heard my name before as well?
The name Vakian definitely stands out.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're related to Arthur.
Yes. Was my uncle. But I'm not associated with that. I'm not. That's no. I don't know how.
I hadn't thought so. A complicated family. Perhaps you should all sit down.
Oh yeah.
Perhaps
So
if we are,
There are some chairs dotted like around the edge of the room.
before we begin,
I would
we
like-
had left behind a member of our group because we were wanting. He was wanting to speak with you on his own later, but if we were going into a long, extended conversation about the future, perhaps he should be present.
Perhaps. I only wish for exchange of information on the cult.
Yes, then we shall have all members of. The four of us are known as the Wavebreakers. We are I hate to call it a mercenary company because we work for things much better than that. But the four of us are equals and should be present if we are going to exchange information.
Very well.
And I'm gonna run across the ship and grab Jason because he is my brother and my equal and he should be here.
We can expedite the process. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Jason wants to.
Oh, Long Shadow, how are you?
Expedites process, proceeds to have a 40-minute conversation.
If Jason wants to, we'd have to roleplay you going to the ship and getting him.
Yeah.
He ums and ahs over it for an hour. He's like,
As long as Jason wants to come, we'll just fast forward to that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, it's up to you. When you're entering, it's very much a case of she both can and can't keep her eyes off you. It's fleeting glances happening frequently. Like looking at you is looking at the sun. She can't.
Sweet home Alabama.
Oh no!
You're fired.
Do not get that kind of view, that kind of vibe. It's more a vibe of she's nervous. She's deeply nervous to be around you.
Yeah.
And-
Jason's gonna be like really awkwardly like head nod and then sit down in a corner.
So, what do you know of the Cult of Soros?
Well, we didn't know its name until that.
The Cult of what?
Soros?
Soros.
How do you spell that, DM? Just for my notes.
Soros. This name is recognizable to every single one of you.
I was gonna say, like,
This name is the same as the name of the capital of the entire continent, Soros Descent.
Oh,
say, like Soros descent. What the?
That's why I was concerned, but I wasn't sure.
Soros was the man who built the Sorodin Empire. He constructed the citadel of Soros Descent, and he was the one who started the annexing of the entire continent.
And how did you say it was spelled?
Soros.
Oh. Wait, is that Soros is in Soros? Like the Soros?
As in, I don't know why they call themselves this, but that is their name.
Right, okay. Well, that just that answer brings more questions. What do I know? Well, they have a list of people they're looking for. I'm sure you knew this already. Our names are both on there. I don't know why they're after you. You probably know that. Reason they're after me is because I have this and sword immediately without even thinking about it.
Jason was visibly shaking his head at that point.
He's
Long
not
Shadow
looking
was
at you,
Long
though.
Shadow saw Jason was visibly going yes,
These
share
two
the
are sitting next to
information.
each other like.
This is, well, a manifestation of there's a deity of some kind. He's in my head. Yeah, that might be why they're after me.
She has taken around 3 double takes total in this conversation.
What? She has what he knows. Uh, his name's Shadow Cleaver. He's not fully formed, and we're pretty sure that the reason they're in Port Obsidor is that might be where the temple is that he's in. He doesn't know himself. There's kind of a blank spot between, ancient wars and like now. But he's pretty sure. We've kind of put two and two together, and the cult's pretty sure that that's where he is. I don't know if they found it or if they're just assuming, but that's where they're at.
As you're saying this, you hear a cold voice from inside your head.
Oh!
Oh my god, we haven't heard from him
He
in a
simply
minute.
says
been a
two
hot
words.
second.
Take care.
I thought I was about to say shut up.
Yeah, I did as well.
It's a nice way of saying
A
it.
little, how the noise that comes through as you hear this voice is a little bit different to normal. It's the same voice, however, it's almost like it's fighting through static to get to you. It's a little bit broken up, but you can discern those words. Take care.
I will take a moment as that kind of natural kind of fading off of the conversation and kind of in my head be like, do you trust her? Or you say take care? What do you mean?
You hear a few. You start hearing like trying words to get through, but it's like a radio that can't quite get its signal,
Lever?
and you can't quite discern what he's saying before he goes silent entirely.
And that's kind of all I've gotten at so far. Yep.
As you're explaining all of this, you can see her. She's kind of looking down at the table, like she's doing maths in her head. Like things are starting to add up.
Hmm.
And this is all you know?
Yeah. It's all I've been able to put together so far. It's kind of been a mix of like knowing things and being told things and kind of filling in the blanks. So I'm pretty sure it's mostly accurate. But it's yep.
Okay. I believe it's my turn.
Uh,
She stands up from the table and starts pacing around the room.
Getting ready to take notes. Here we go, boys.
She goes, "This ship, the Storm's Marshal, used to be a simple pirate ship. We would track down corrupt merchants who had more than they needed, and we would redistribute some of that wealth. That was until one day there was a merchant ship flying black sails. We did as we normally did. We ran up our flag, we attacked, and we started splitting up the spoils. When I went to the captain's quarters and started looking through some of his papers, I learnt of an organization named the Cult of Soros. A cult that had widespread influence across the continent. Had deep webs, deep claws sunk into certain capitals: Solin, Soros Descent, Port Obsidor.
Oh.
I wasn't satisfied with the information I gained, and since then, for around the last 5 years, I've made it my utmost goal to hunt down ships belonging to this cult wherever I might find them, and learn everything I can.
Right.
I've learnt that their roots extend across most of Sorodin, from Valeray to Solin. They are in most places. They are in Veranjur, the Gift, Banard, Valeray, but most chiefly they are in Solin, Soros Descent, Venador, and Port Obsidor. There are only places left within the continent that remain free of their influence. Parsenfold and Celador, I assume because it is not much of a prize. Doklokar and Storm's Wrath. Although I believe there is currently strides being taken to try to annex Doklokar.
Right.
Their ultimate goal is the utter control of the entire continent.
How,
And I
how
believe
strong are
they
their
will.
presences in all of these places?
Currently, they rule through the shadows. I believe they are currently looking to take advantage of the incoming civil war that will soon plague all of Sorodin.
There are plenty of people looking to take advantage of that war.
If you can name some that have the resources of the cult, I will take them seriously as well.
None as of yet.
Currently, with the civil war so close, they are doubling their attempts in Port Obstor. They are searching for something they only refer to as the weapon. This is one of the last pieces of the puzzle that you have placed into my lap.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
That'll be it. Yeah.
I don't know that I speak for the entirety of our group, and I look around at all of my team members, essentially. But I think that you have just given us the reason we were looking for to not immediately go to Cave Solon.
That is another issue. Mr. Vakian,
Yeah.
I haven't much of a family. However, I do feel it is my duty to inform you that Lord and Lady Vakian were arrested,
Oh,
taken prisoner for the murder of Arthur Vakian.
Shit.
No.
This happened close to 2 months ago.
And their sentences?
They were sentenced to death, however, their sentence has been commuted. The circumstances for why are unknown. Has been temporarily commuted. However, as Arthur was murdered sometime before 2 months ago, why they weren't arrested until now, till then, I don't know.
And what evidence do they have to pin it on them?
The cult rules Cave Solon now. This is around about the time they tried to arrest me as well.
how did you escape?
I evaded capture, my crew met me in Storm's Wrath, and I met them there.
Can I insight check her to see how, like, if she's being exactly truthful or if she's just giving us parts of a story?
Yeah, go ahead.
I only got a +1 to these. That's a 3. Solid 3.
Solid 3.
Solid 3.
She seems like she's being totally honest.
With all of this information and knowing that his fellow crewmates know the truth, he's just gonna look up at them, just like pain on his face, just knowing the truth and what his actions have done.
Jason's gonna stand up and just give Cade a hug, just like a
Yeah.
just like a brotherly, like it'll be
Yeah,
alright.
kind of like around the shoulders thing.
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
Now, to clarify, were you 3 the ones that killed Arthur?
No.
it was just
Okay.
Cade.
Okay. It was just
me,
Cade.
Just
No,
me.
but I'm just making sure that
Just
we are, in
me.
fact, the ones responsible for killing this person.
Yep.
Okay. Just because that was before my
Cade
time.
killed
That's all I was
Arthur
asking.
Vakian
This is
straight up.
certainly before anyone's time. This is backstory stuff.
Oh, okay. Dope. Cool.
Mm-hmm. But I have made you aware of that. Cade has definitely
Yeah.
told you.
Yeah,
all
I was.
that.
That's why. You kind of told me. You're like, I killed the guy. It was my uncle.
I mean,
You guys have not been very
yeah.
forthcoming with Long Shadow and information.
I think we have. I think we've told you things. I think
guys
you're just
seem to just
misremembering
forget-
what we've told you.
Yeah, you guys seem to just forget what you have and haven't told him.
I think
Yeah.
that's it. I think that is it.
Yeah, honestly. But I mean, we've told him enough to right now he would definitely be filling in the blanks, being like, right, okay, cool.
Tifa, under what circumstances were they trying to arrest you? Like, what did you do?
Well, I am a pirate.
Same, but
The members of the cults or their ships have a legitimate cause to be out at sea. It's still illegal for me to attack them.
what's their identifier?
They have identifiers to each other. A ring.
And it looks like
She goes to a small chest in the corner of the room, and inside is a ring. Actually, inside there is a number of rings. There's around about 12 rings, and they all have the same seal on it, which is a crown with a raven.
So it's with a crown and a raven.
A crown with a raven set into kind of like the crest of it right here.
Do you have any of those spare?
I have 12. Well, 11.
Do they serve any purpose outside of symbolism? Do they have any magical properties?
Not that I can tell.
Can we have 4?
What? Oh, I don't think.
She locks eyes with you, Jason, just for a second. Yeah, and she plucks 4 out, places them on the table.
I will definitely study this. Thank you. That's very generous of you. Just take the ring off the table. Study it. Can I, just from studying it without putting it on, can I tell whether this has any magical properties? Can I make some sort of arcana check or something like that?
Yeah, go ahead, make an arcana check.
Can I
Okay.
cast Detect Magic?
You can.
Okay. What I cast Detect
Woo!
Magic?
Unnatural 20, 18 plus 2.
Oh,
The two of you, between your general arcane hearings and your detect magic, these rings seem totally mundane. Besides acting as signifiers and signet rings, they appear to be regular signet rings. If you saw this on a noble, it wouldn't look out of place. Yeah. I took these from the captain of the ships that I had ordered.
So perhaps it is not the best idea for 4 of us to be wearing them on a single ship at a given time.
Well, perhaps don't wear them around.
Hmm.
At all, unless you wish to identify yourselves as a cult.
what
that's
is your
exactly why I wanted it.
what is your plan once you get to Obsidor? You say you're going to stop a certain cult, obviously, but what was your plan?
They require this weapon, or they believe they require this weapon to take control. My plan is to stop them, or find it first,
And after that?
get out of their hands.
And why? So you want to take it for yourself? I'm not saying with any ill intent, but you want to keep it from them?
If it's in our possession, it's not in theirs. I have no
Okay.
need for it. We're
I
a fine
think-
people of our own.
Yeah, I think if it were to be there, I should take it. Shadow Cleaver has reached out to me and thinks I can help. So I think that's the ultimate goal that he wants.
That might be what he
Being
prefers,
honest.
Cade, but do you think that doing the job of the cult of reuniting you with this weapon, which is one of their goals, is something we should focus on?
If they find it, it won't mean anything. If they find it, I could lose my connection entirely.
Would it
Perhaps
not
this
be
is a call
smart?
for help that will be snuffed out if they fully gain control.
Would it...
While they are talking, Audra would kind of just like to She's gonna kind of stare off into space and zone out a little bit. She's gonna send up a really quick just message. She's gonna be like, "Hey Herman, if you're there, if you're listening, I don't know how this God stuff works, but just can you just reveal to me, please?" And she's gonna cast Divine Sense.
Okay. So when you reach out and sort of in this small prayer to the being you now know to be a god,
Mhm.
you don't hear from Herman in response. You do hear, as you kind of wait for that response, just overhead. As thunder rolls in the clouds above.
Ooh, fucking woo. Ooh, DM.
But your divine sense would activate.
Okay.
With my relatively new touchings of divinity, would I get like a little tingle in the back of the skull when that divine sense activates or something?
Hold on, I need to check what divine sense does.
Oh, it's like opening your senses to find like celestial fiends, fiends and undead, I think.
Yeah, so for the duration of until 6 seconds, I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial undead within 60 feet.
You wouldn't detect any celestial fiends or undead within 60 feet. Nothing is affected by the Hallow spell. You get the slightest, because the powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. You do get the slightest, tiniest little sounds from Tifa and from Jason.
Weird.
Ooh.
Okay, noted.
Noted.
But nothing that would stick out to you.
Okay.
Also, you would also feel, though not quite so so heavily as on Tifa and Jason, a little bit from yourself and a little bit from Longshadow. And you would feel a little bit the opposite coming from Cade.
Oh, we're gonna reunite him with the sword, and it's gonna be such a bad fucking idea. It's gonna be such a bad idea.
None of it is strong or.
Cade's the BBG.
None of it is strong evil or strong good. You just get that the slight it's almost like background radiation.
I had
Got
a
it,
dream
okay.
about Cade being the bad guy like 15 sessions ago. I swear to God, we're gonna be fighting 20-foot tall demon Cade. Watch, it's gonna happen. Jesus. I'm gonna cut his fucking head off one of these days. Just straight off.
Nope.
Alright.
Surely it would be smarter if Cult are looking for a weapon that we keep the weapon from them, as opposed to hunt them down.
Cade, I am surprised that your immediate instinct was not to return to Kithsolin and rescue your parents.
It's not fair. He wants to share more, but he is very aware of the fact that Shadow Cleaver reached out to him, telling him to be wary, and he is now struggling to communicate with him. So he wants to share more. There is more, and he thinks he can get answers, but also is like holding his tongue now. Well, of course I want to help them, but I can't exactly just march in there if the cult is, 1, in control, and 2, looking for me.
We've done stupider things.
These are your parents.
You're suggesting that I go?
I am suggesting that we at least have the conversation about what happens if you do. Because even if that is not our overall plan...
They die.
Correct?
This is what this is. They're
just
trying
because
to bring me in.
Just because this isn't something I was aware of, I've only managed to know that timeline because I asked Aaron, who's been keeping track for character reasons. The 2 months, or almost 2 months, in the time you rested, that was around about the time when you had your first encounter with Aaron Jonathan.
Yep. I'm very aware of that as well. I'm trying to find the exacts in my notes of what he said. I'm trying because my notes from that time are kind of muggy, but I do have what he said there somewhere. Trying to remember the name. God, my notes are so bad from back then. Oh no.
Yo, my
What?
notes from this session have gone it doesn't show. Have gone ham.
Yeah, I'm trying to find because I'm trying to find. I swear I wrote it down.
What are you trying to find?
Like the exact of what Aaron Jonathan said they were going to use it for. Because I know, but there's a name and I can't remember the name. And oh no, I found it. Never mind. I found it. Yeah.
So
It's like,
Aaron Jonathan.
I know what they want to use it for.
Yeah,
And it's bad.
He said they. He said that the cult wanted to use it to gain power. He wants to use it for a different reason. So.
Oh, he specifically wants to use it for a different
So he
reason.
let slip to you that his goals do not perfectly align with that of the cult's.
So the cult just wants to take control of the continent as a whole. Why? Does anybody know? Just have power.
Does that
Tifa
matter?
Tifa kind of gives you a shrug.
Does that honestly matter to you?
No, not necessarily, but
I agree that it's information we should have, but seems that we have it.
Think of the nation as it stands. They are all the kingdoms. They are all under the rule of the empire. However, each kingdom has a certain level of autonomy. Now imagine one body of people. A body of people you could count on 2 pairs of hands. Ruling the entire continent. Every kingdom bound to one group of people.
Miss Tifa, may I call you Tifa?
Tifa?
You have introduced a factor to me that I feel is very important. I am on this journey. Primarily, we are seeking the cult for Cade's sake. We are here because it's important to him. But if I might make my own priorities clear to you, I left home. The small peninsula of Runataksuyu. If you sail these waters, you should know it.
I know it.
My goal was to take advantage of the upcoming civil war, to stop the annexation of Runataksuyu and return it to its people. So the idea of someone doing that to the entire continent is disturbing too.
It should be. I have no doubt Runataksuyu falls under their plans somewhere. They have fingers in Varanjor. Which, if you don't know, Varanjor is the capital of Valtaika.
They're everywhere and we didn't even know.
Most people do not.
I'll have been sharing information about where we've been. We haven't exactly been subtle.
Well, you also would... She did mention they don't have control of Celador or Doklokar.
which is where we've been.
Which are the 2 primary places you've been.
Something occurs to me. If they are planning to take advantage of the upcoming civil war, it strikes me that they are not on either, or they're not on both or even either sides of this conflict with the princesses.
Unless one of the princesses is affiliated somehow.
Well, just on rumor alone, I feel as though I know which princess it would be. But that is something to keep in mind.
If there is a civil war, the 2 sides will fight each other until there's barely anything left, and then the cult will sweep in and take whatever remains, whilst the other side is weakened. They're just trying to get as many footholds as they can until then, and when the time is right, they'll strike.
Tifa, let me ask you, what do you know about Captain Blackwood?
The name doesn't sound familiar to me.
Okay.
I apologize.
That's okay. I was just wondering.
Whoever he is, he doesn't sail the East Coast. Otherwise, I probably would have heard of him. Blackwood sails the West Coast.
Okay.
That's where Obsidor is, and the
Right.
Silver Isles.
Okay.
So you mainly stick to the seas, correct? In terms of...
I try to.
Considering the ship.
I meant in terms of running into possible members of the cult. That's... There is a name you should be aware of. I don't know if he's one that might be on the sea. We've only encountered him on land, but there's a bounty hunter that's working with them for reasons that I'm unsure of. An Aaron Jonathan.
I'll make a note.
He's reasons unknown working with them, but he tried to, around the sort of time that my parents were.
The lower level agents don't tend to show up in correspondence, so I don't know the particulars like that. So thank you.
Well, he is dangerous, so don't underestimate him.
What
Where
name?
are we?
He uses illusion magic sometimes as well. We didn't know his true nature until it was almost too late.
Where are we going now? What's the plan from today?
My Discord was frozen.
Oh,
Was that Kenneth?
no.
There you are.
So I think Kenneth said. I think Kenneth said something.
Oh,
Yeah, I asked Tifa what names you do know. Like, what names have you seen show up in correspondence a lot?
She gives you a list of noble names. I haven't got it in front of me.
Okay.
Come up with those later and send them to you. But none of which ring particularly familiar to you. You tend to stay away from noble dealings.
Yep.
Few that sound very vaguely familiar to you, Longshadow, given your limited study into the politics of Sorodin.
As much study as I could have done from a politically neutral school.
Yeah. And the one name that I will give you to write down is an M. Corvus. The letter M. Corvus.
Have we seen that name before?
No.
Are you sure?
Corvus rings a bell. I'm not sure if it's.
I don't believe so. I may have fucked up and used the same name twice.
That's valid. That's fucking fair. I do that constantly.
If you have, it's not intentional.
Okay, good. Okay, keep that in mind. M. Corvus.
I apologize.
It's okay. Interesting. Well, ultimately, our goals are the same, I guess. We were planning on...
So you've met a man named Corvus Brittle. It was his first name.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was the trapper that tried to catch the displaced beast. Before
Yes!
we started streaming.
Ah! Okay.
Not the same guy. That was his first name, not his surname.
My
Okay.
God,
Okay.
You knew he was the BBEG all along.
I knew it.
That low-level trapper that was murdered off screen by a guest character.
No.
Yeah, Brittany's character killed him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wilderblaze.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Oh blimey.
Is it the same fireball that she used to almost kill Jason?
Yep.
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's all the information she can give you. She gives you a list of various noble names.
I mean, ultimately, we were just gonna go fight them. So...
And that may honestly be our plan as well.
Oh, brilliant. Not running away. I like that.
However,
Perhaps-
I would be happy for the allies. I can imagine they are fairly well provisioned and armed to defend whatever they're searching for.
We have already been gathering amount of allies to attack Port Terpsidor. We have not agreed upon a time yet, but we told them we would give them 3 weeks warning for the attack.
I mean, it seems like this is. And Audra kind of takes a moment and she's like, Jesus. They are this deep in every kingdom already?
Mm-hmm.
The cult has been around for nearly 16 years.
So we're playing catch up.
Who's running things in Cave Solon now?
I don't have a name.
Who's my uncle before?
It was your uncle. I don't know who has supplanted him since.
Bob's your uncle.
No, it's... What?
Arthur's his uncle.
Yes. What? Long Shadow, this is very unlike you. You normally get
Oh,
the
is it
facts
Aaron's
straight.
voice? You want to fight me?
Long Shadow, my parents are gonna die. It's not time for a joke.
Cade will finally complete the cycle of becoming the edgiest character in this campaign.
Oh!
This is why I always say, don't kill your parents in your backstory. Let your DM do it.
This is why you
Okay.
don't dress in all black.
Oh, god damn.
But their base of operations is in Obsidor, right? This is where they're the strongest, we assume?
Obsidor, Ketzolan, and Soros Descent are their
Yes.
3 lead operating. bases.
Let me write those down. Which
I
were those
have
three? So
those written, Ben. If you want me to just send you the notes after the game.
Yeah. Can you just send
Yeah.
that to me on Discord real quick?
Yeah. Oh, I gotta type it out, so I'll just send it to you after. Archie boo boo.
Okay.
So how do we know? I mean, I guess it would be wiser for them to spread out their seats of power. Three continents? Excuse me, not continents. 3 kingdoms?
Yes, so that is Mercatoria, Solanor, and the Grand Agency. But they have a wider spreading web in most countries.
But what if we strike at the heart of each of those?
That would definitely be a blow.
If you were going
Clearly
to,
high in numbers.
if you were going to, if you were gonna get all 3, you would pick Port Obsidor first?
I would that is the focus of their attention at the moment. I believe
Would it
once
not
they
make
are,
more sense to pick them off at where they're weakest?
Not if
I-
them being at their
I'm
strongest would cause us all to fall.
yes, so I believe they are once they are get what they are after in Obsidor, they will be moving to reclaim the rest of the continent. I imagine that would start with Soros Descent. But I'm only speculating.
Well, it would seem out of all of us, you have the most experience. So, speculation is important.
And you are taking the southern route to Port Obsidor, across Markand and Lorcar. Around Cheval?
Yes.
If you were met up in Storm's Wrath, I mean, I realize Storm's Wrath is nearly impossible to sail through, but if your crew met you up in Storm's Wrath, why didn't you just go around the other way?
I have allies to pick up on the way.
As
Oh.
do we.
Of allies?
Just more fighting men. Crewmates who left a while back. Things like that.
So,
Right.
If we pledge to your cause, would you agree to wait for us until we can bring more men?
I am headed Port Obsidor. If you can supply more people, I will wait for my attack.
We have allies in both Veltaika and Lorcar. We were hoping to gather more before gathering an attack on Port Obsidor.
I can collect your allies if you wish. If you have business in Caith Solon, she looks at Cade. If you have people who can meet us at the coast, then I can collect your allies for you.
Possibly. It is still 2 weeks' travel to Celador, correct?
Yes.
Then you have an answer to you by then, I shall be able to... I am imbued with magics to be able to speak to you from any distance as long as we are on the same plane. So we shall be able to communicate even after our ships part.
As long as she's in the same plane. And she kind of sides eyes. Long Shadow, remembering that they went to the Feywild for a hot fucking
I
minute.
mentioned this. It is very unlikely that she shall run into the same phenomena that we did. Phenomena.
Okay.
Do.
She just looks a little bit confused at you both. It's like, what? What was that?
It's a long story. We actually have some other business in Keith Solon.
It is not necessarily the most urgent of things.
Very well.
So I guess our next question that we need to address, and she looks at the other three of her friends. Are we actually going to go back to Celador now?
I think perhaps Tifa, if we could be moored for the night, send some of our crew to assist you in fixing your ship. Would it be possible for you to leave for Celador in the morning, so we are able to make a decision as to which direction we are traveling?
It will take us some time to repair, and my crew need rest after the battle we were just in. So, yes.
Then perhaps in the morning we shall tell you whether or not we are accompanying.
Very well. It may even be a day or two,
That
unless
is
you can provide
more than fine.
assistance.
I shall send our carpenter and a few others to assist. We have a cabin boy who can learn a few things.
Thank you.
Also,
All right.
if I can meet with your quartermaster later, I can send over some supplies.
Very well.
Everybody good?
No, but nothing much we can do about it. Just have to make some sort of plan.
Let's go do that then.
Plans are our best forte.
All right, Tifa, we'll leave you. And off we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Jason.
Jason's gonna hang back, hold the door open for his friends, and then just
Yep. We
shut
assumed.
the door behind his friends.
You see, as you shut the door, and she looks up and sees you're still standing there, and under her breath just goes, "Fuck."
Yep, they're related. We don't have to take like a parentage test. We know they're related now.
Right, 2 seconds. I've got to swap to a phone.
Okay. While that's happening, I'm gonna be 2 seconds.
Okay. She said, fuck.
I'm Plecto.
Fuck.
Oh no! Now I'm Jason Vagrant. All right, here we go. I'm still Jason Vagrant. This is so sad.
No.
This is so sad. Wait, Cade, do you want to be Jason Vagrant?
No. Stop it.
I want to be Jason
No, wait.
Vagrant.
Now we're proper. Now we're right. Now we're right. We've done it. We've done it. I've just turned off my camera.
No.
This is the most thrilling thing the
God
audience has
damn
ever
it,
seen.
guys.
Hey, Long Shadow gave you an out. He said if you want to go for your parents, I'm in. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
We'll see what happens.
Yo,
that's
like
two
he
birds,
lost
one stone. Shit on the feet.
shit on the. Do we do?
Hey, all I'm saying is that if the cult are in control of there right now, that job's going to be made a lot easier because either we don't have to feel bad about doing it, or when we install the new leaders that aren't cults, we can be like, by the way, since we like saved your entire city, we have one request.
Yeah, run request. Can I pour some shit on your feet, please, real quick? I
Uh,
promise
Real
it's
quick.
not a kink.
Just come with me to the bathroom real fast. Just come here. I got to show you something about the toilets. It's incredible.
See, the
All I'm
worst part
saying
is like
Jason-
because there
Jason's
isn't
got
like
a hard stance on what's going on, and we're gonna
See,
you're gonna have to argue if you're gonna disagree with him at the moment.
the problem, like, with the whole overflowing the toilets thing is that because there isn't like a sewage system, we would physically have to fill it with shit. Is the problem? Like, there isn't like a backing up system. You know, it's like chamber pots and stuff. There's no
Just
toilets.
give Audra some curry.
Valid. You know what? He's still got all the spices
buddy,
he
your
bought
mic's off.
in Winnetuxew.
You don't know how sophisticated their plumbing is.
Oh.
You know, we're very sophisticated in Kate Solar.
All right.
Apologies for that. I needed to go and kill a mimic. All right.
A regular problem.
A regular problem. No, sorry. I needed the toilet and I couldn't wait for the break. Okay.
I will.
Did it overflow?
No.
With sewage and refuse.
Because you are the king. So, like, if it happened.
Right. Okay, so yeah, you close the door behind you, and noticing you're there, she lets out a small expletive. And yeah. Who talks first?
Forgive me, Tifa. I don't know how this is done. I don't know how we do this.
We lost an Aaron.
He's gone to grab a thing.
Just no, leave the thing because we overlay. Just leave the empty chair. Okay. So, sorry.
No,
Would you like a drink?
very much so.
Yeah, she goes off over to a cabinet, and inside you just see there are some nice crystal decanters. And she pulls out some brown fluid and pours you both a very full glass.
Yeah.
And just passes it over to you.
Just
sits back down.
break the whole thing.
You both just start drinking.
So, we have the same tattoo?
That would seem so.
Do you know why?
I was born with mine.
As was I. I've always had it. You can do the magics as well.
Yes. I was taught by some. Well, I was. She takes a long drink from her alcohol because I was an orphan. I was raised in a temple to court. And the clerics there, when they saw I had potential, taught me to marshal my abilities. And since then, I've sort of just worked at strengthening them.
You grew up in a temple. How did you get from temple to captain?
Well, my sort of mother, my adopted mother, Helga Stormvale, she was a cleric of court, and I worked for the temple doing duties there. They trusted me to captain their ship, their missionary ship, and when I'd made money doing that, I purchased my own ship, and the rest is history.
I was also an orphan. I grew up on the deck of a ship. So happened that we were pirates. Me and Audra grew up together as children. And the sea is all I've ever known. I don't know. You said that you recognized me. You recognized my name.
said that you'd seen something.
I don't know how I did. I don't know how I recognized it. You said you'd had a dream,
Hmm.
and you saw me.
I saw the serpent crushing some ships, and then miles north, I saw you, and I didn't understand why, but I knew I had to come.
I had not a similar dream, but I had a dream that the ship was caught in a maelstrom, a whirlpool, and it looked like we were lost, like we were going to be dragged beneath the waves. And I've never been lost in a storm before. But
I
then
feel at home.
the clouds began to take shape. The shape of a giant man made of clouds, and in his hand he had a lightning bolt. And he struck the whirlpool, he hurled the lightning bolt into the waters, and the seas calmed.
Is this a god?
It was a dream.
Seeing you was a dream. I'm not sure what the difference is between dream and reality anymore. I didn't think he was real until I saw you.
See, she's very unsettled at the prospect that that dream might have been more than a dream.
The gods are real. I always doubted that they existed. But we met a god. It wouldn't surprise me if there were other gods.
You met a god.
He was kind of cool. He was a nice guy. I was a bit of a dick to him, but then I didn't know if he was a god. So if I did know that he was a god at the time, I probably wouldn't have been a dick.
I mean, are we expected to treat everyone like gods, just in case?
I'm a god. I'm not. I'm joking.
The clerics, they had a name for what I was. Stormborn.
Hmm. Jason's gonna feel like a charge in his neck, and he's gonna reach out to touch her tattoo, and he's gonna say, "Can I see it?"
Yeah, she like almost like starts like backing up a little bit, and then you explain what you want, and she's like, "Oh," and she collects her hair and pushes it aside, and you see Aaron, shut the fuck up.
Sweet home Alabama.
And she brushes her hair aside, and you can see the same white tattoo,
Identical to mine.
in every single way.
He's going to he's going to trace his finger along her tattoo, and then unknowing to himself, he's going to cast thermatology, yep, and just an echo of thunder, not outside, inside the room.
Dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just she like kind of jumps a little bit. Was that who was?
I don't know.
Okay. What is the extent of your abilities?
I thought it was a normal tattoo, but until like a month and a half ago.
That's late.
I didn't know what it was. I got into somewhat of an altercation, I got zapped with electricity. It's not every day that you get zapped with electricity, you know. So I didn't. It wasn't a common thing that happened all of the time. So,
When you're raised by clerics of the Tempest God, it happens a little more than you'd expect.
that would also make sense. I don't think I'd ever got struck by lightning before, so I felt at home when it stormed, but I, I don't know. I would have to be charged by Audra to be able to have any sort of effect. The effect that I have seems to be mostly over the wind. But I haven't really explored it. But I know since I've met you, it hasn't gone away.
I'd like to try something. Come
Sweet
with me.
home Alabama. Sorry.
That's the end of the session, guys. The one player who was taking it seriously just gave up, so we're calling it there. Yeah, so I'd like to try something.
Yes.
And she's gonna lead you out of the ship. With all of you have gone back to your own ship at this point.
You see, she opens the door and we're all like this. Kidding. We've all gone back to the ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's gonna lead you onto the deck of the ship, and she's gonna start climbing the mast up to the crow's nest.
Yeah, just gonna follow her. Just a couple steps behind her.
And once you get to the top, she's going to just place her hands on your arms, like she's grabbing you almost to shake you. And she starts closing her eyes, and you see the wind gather slightly, and the tattoo on her neck glow very brightly. And you see this is taking a significant amount of effort from her. After a short amount of time, the wind picks up again, this time stronger, and you feel ever so slightly your feet begin to leave the ground. She casts Fly on the two of you.
No!
That's so fucking cool!
Yes.
What the fuck?
And she is going to begin ascending into the storm clouds above.
Holy shit.
Can I ascend myself?
Yeah, you can ascend if you wish to.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay. And
Just
as
kind of
you
like in
ascend into
shock
clouds,
as he like ascends, like it just he almost like goes to fall over and catches his balance on something that isn't there, and then takes a while to adjust, where he's just kind of like floating once he's been let go of, in suspended, and then kind of mimics the movements that Tifa makes to ascend upwards.
Okay. And yeah, you begin. You just will yourself, tapping on this innate ability within you, and you begin ascending into the storm clouds. And you don't feel the chill that you should expect to feel from ascending to these altitudes. You feel almost what should freeze you, being in a cloud, should freeze you solid. Instead, it just envelops you, as the static electricity from the cloud just fuels you. You ascend eventually, Tifa coming to a stop and you coming to alongside her. She's going to say, she's shouting to be heard over the thing, but I'm not going to hear it. She's going to say, close your eyes.
He's gonna close his eyes.
Feel the storm around you. That storm is you. You and the storm are one and the same. Each bolt of lightning, each charge of static electricity is an extension of yourself. Power that you can draw upon. Do you feel it?
His eyes are closed and his arms are like wide open, almost in like a Jesus Christ pose. That's all I can think to explain it. And as he opens his eyes, I'm going to cast Thermatology on myself again. So when he opens his eyes, they're like electricity. His eyes are just sparking with charged energy.
And yeah, so you do this. You have this charging electricity as it's protruding from your eyes. Just
his hair's like on end, like in a like a static.
And I just need to check something. Yeah, and as you start doing that, she's going to just. It's very strange. She kind of withdraws, and she's just gonna crack you on the shoulder with her fist.
Oh shit!
And as that happens, I need to make her a dex saving throw.
Oh shit!
She fails. However, she is resistant, and lightning arcs off of your shoulder, blasting her back slightly. She just takes it like a champ. She almost laughs as you see her roll through the air. As this bolt of electricity just arcs off your shoulder into her.
Oh shit, man!
Your first, your innate power manifesting.
Are you okay? What just
I'm
happened?
fine. That was your power. Little different to mine.
You do me.
And she laughs.
Sweet
and
home.
she just in your direction. Make a. No, I have to roll to hit you. And I believe a 17 hits you, right?
17 does it. Yep.
Okay. And you see as she laughs at you and then points her hand towards you, the mark on her neck glowing and this small pendant around her neck also glowing. And from the tips of her fingers, crackling lightning just shoots in your direction, making contact with your chest. And you take 8 points of lightning damage as she casts a
Which
witch
is
bolt on you.
halved down to 4.
Which is halved down to 4 as you're resistant. As she deals 8 points of lightning damage, halved down to 4. And then
Shit.
dispels the arcing lightning, like almost enthralls you, and then
Yep.
she uses the spell.
Yeah. Jason again, just like cackling like his sister was, like Tifa was previously, spinning in the air and taking a little while to like regain his like upwardness or whatever upward is that high up in the air. So long as he's the same upward as Tifa is, he's gonna rejoin. We're fucking flying.
They're flying.
Can you do this all of the time?
Only a little bit per day. It takes a bit out of me. I only just have enough to do this for the two of us.
Can I do this?
Perhaps one day.
Fuck. How long can we stay up here for?
Hold on. I believe it's. We should probably head back down soon. It only lasts around 10 minutes.
Guys, this is fucking awesome. As he like starts to descend.
Yeah, you guys kind of do a little bit more playing
Yeah.
catch bolts of lightning. As you guys head back down, sopping wet
Yeah.
from the cloud, but otherwise reinvigorated.
Jeez. Like, as they like touch ground on the deck of the ship, like I can't believe what we've just done.
Yeah, my awakening was a little different.
What happened with what?
I had to
How
hike
serious-
the mountain.
And you had the priests teaching you as well.
Yes, they couldn't fly.
At what age did you find out you could do this?
I think I was around about 10.
How old are you?
Hang on a minute. I think she's. I need to check my notes. She's 22.
Oh shit, man's an older brother. I'm 26. What happened to us?
What do you mean?
Why are we this way?
I truly don't know.
Did the priests give you some sort of explanation?
They called me Stormborn. It's not a very common thing. People born with these marks, they have somewhere along the line, it could be thousands of years, divine lineage.
So it's genetic.
I suppose.
It wouldn't be a far stretch to say that we are related. Sorry, I missed what you said.
Far? Wouldn't be far. Far stretch. You're just repeating what you said.
Yeah. Have you heard of anyone else that are like us in your travels?
No one.
I've traveled much of the west coast. I've never heard someone of similar descent. You have my sword. When the time comes at Port Obsidor. But you have to wait
Going.
until we have more people. Oh,
I think Birdie got disconnected.
Yeah, I think Buddy's crapping out.
no!
This is so sad.
Birdie!
Oh,
no!
This is the saddest thing. Oh no. You know what, guys?
Well-
Because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and take us to break. Just
I was gonna say, should that be break
Yeah.
time?
yeah, well,
Yeah,
because
what,
Birdie
like
is
an hour
seeming to
and a
have
half
connectivity issues, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give him a full 15 minutes. So we'll be back at the 40-minute mark.
Hey.
Oh no, are you back?
Oh,
Okay, we're about to take it to break to give you time to figure your stuff out.
I'm good. No, it's just the internet taking a
Oh,
Oh,
quick dip.
okay. You sure you're back?
What? I'm here. Oh my
No.
god!
No.
Are you sure you don't want us to take you to break?
I think I'm okay because it's not going to make a difference if we take a break.
Okay, is
'Cause
he
there's
on an
nothing I can
audio
work
delay
out
for
from it.
anyone else?
oh.
Oh.
He said bye.
Okay, I'm out.
I said a quick bye so I could just drop out and reconnect so that there's no more lag.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Is there still an audio delay?
Yes,
Nope.
but it's
But
oh, at least
Little
from
bit.
our end. Okay, here, let me. Okay, I could
seems fine right now.
reset the entire.
yeah, you're moving
No,
fast
it's-
right now.
it's-
It's
fine
not.
right
There's
now.
nothing wrong. There's
Oh.
nothing
Oh,
wrong with
you're
the
catching
stream.
up.
It's
You're
just
catching
me.
up.
He's fine.
You're
He's
catching
fine
up.
right
You
now.
good. You
He's
good.
fine.
You good. You caught up.
Okay.
Continue scene.
All right. Cool. Right. Yes. Where were we?
Storm shit.
You weren't the.
I said, you have my sword for when you attack Port Obsidor, but I need you to wait until we have more allies.
Thank you. So could you repeat that last one bit? I believe.
I
I think
I
got the
need
gist of it, but yeah.
I need you to wait until we have gathered more allies.
We can't wait forever.
It won't be forever.
I can do that.
Jason's gonna pull out a dagger. Actually, no. Hang on. Can I roll an insight check on her quick?
Yeah. What are
It's
you
not
trying to
maybe.
determine?
I mean, he trusts her. Before he does what he's about to do, he just wants to just make sure that he trusts her. However, I rolled a 4, but +7 is 11.
Okay.
He, like from our interaction, he trusts her.
I'd give you an advantage, given what you
Okay.
guys have just been through collectively.
That's better. That's 15 +7 is 22.
Okay, yeah. So now you've got to know this woman a little better. You have a bit more insight into her. You get the impression that she is acting very out of character for herself. She's not being dishonest. However, this relationship she's just in the last 15 minutes formed with you has her acting in a way she wouldn't normally. But you get the impression she's not telling you a lie, she's not being untrustworthy.
I'm going to make you a promise the only way that I know how. And he pulls out his dagger, slices a cut onto his hand that's freshly scarred up, and extends the hand out to her. Yeah.
She takes out her own blade. There's that. And it clasps your hand.
You have my word when the time comes. You have my loyalty.
And you have my word that I will wait until you've had time to gather more allies. And I will keep you and yours safe. And as you shake on this bargain, a uproarious lightning begins to spread across the clouds overhead.
Also, as our hands are clasped, she's just cut her own hand. Just energy from my own hand. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on her and heal her cut as we shake.
Okay, yeah. And also, honestly, for flavor, I'd say when you withdraw your hands, both of your hands have healed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only
Fuck
got
yeah.
hepatitis. Nice.
Seriously though, like Jason, I really hope that all of the people that you've had blood oaths with have been clean. Because if not, you're spreading that shit.
I mean,
it's
Jason.
Just going around like fucking.
I'll point out, Jason is
everyone.
clean. Canonically, Jason is virgin. So.
Canonically, he is.
No, I'm talking just like blood, because he's blood oathed more than a few people, even if he hasn't,
I
done the
mean,
nasty with
it's
them.
you three and her and his captain at this point.
I hope his captain was clean.
His captain's dead, so it's okay.
Doesn't mean he didn't have.
That's not how it works.
Anyway, guys, cure disease is a thing. If people get the nasties, they can get it fixed.
That's 8 points of hit points that we've both recovered.
Yep. And when you withdraw, both your hands have sealed up.
All right. I think I need to return to my party.
Yes, we should each see to our crews.
I will see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Goodbye, Tifa.
Goodbye, Jason.
And I walk away.
Yep.
And I walk away.
With that, we are going to go to a 15-minute break.
Okay.
All right.
We'll be back at the 45-minute mark.
Yep.
All right. I put this in our group chat for the audience to know, though. But as soon as the rain started, I was like, "This audio makes me need to pee." This audio makes me- All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take us to break.
We're in a 1-minute ad break as well, as soon as we are out.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, goodbye,
Stick around,
goodbye,
guys.
everybody. Bye.
Do it. Oh,
Hello and welcome back to the Sorodin Chronicles. I don't know what everyone did or didn't see just there. I missed it.
I am gonna
Um,
wait
it was
for my
definitely
speaker
on
to
screen.
out.
That was great. That was top tier.
Unprofessional behavior. Right, so when we left off, we just had a rather emotional scene. So up until now, you guys have spoken to Tifa Stormvale and you've exchanged information about a shadowy organization who you now know to be named the Cult of Soros. You learned about various web of conspiracy that they have across the continent of Sorodin, culminating currently in their attempts at finding something they call the weapon, which you believe to be Shadow Cleaver. After that, the rest
Are
of
you
you
implying that
parts
it
of
might be something else?
I'm not implying anything.
I don't
This
like
is
that.
the information that you know.
I don't like that.
When you read into every single word the DM says.
I know that, and I pick my words very carefully.
Yeah, fuck you,
Rude.
buddy.
Listen, if I keep you guessing, it means I get to change things later on.
Shut the
Wait,
fuck
what
up.
if Bert?
I
What if Bertie's
peek
the
behind the DM
BBG?
screen. That's
Oh no, he's gone again!
No.
work.
God damn.
Oh my god, are you
Oh, he's
kidding
back,
me?
he's back, he's back, he's back.
back.
He's back.
Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
Ah,
Yeah, at the very end, the fourth wall is gonna lift, and it's gonna be me, the BBG.
Rude.
gonna be 4 hours of Birdie lecturing us on how swords
And it-
actually work.
And it turns out this entire campaign was actually WandaVision.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
No.
Anyway, after you exchanged that information, you went back to your ship to discuss. Oh, you also learned that Kate's parents had been arrested.
Yeah, casually, just casually, yeah.
Casually learned that. And
totally
you
not
then
traumatizing.
you then went back to your ship to discuss your next action. At which point Jason stayed behind to meet Tifa properly, learning more about the nature of who he is. Something named a Stormborn episode title. And you learnt a little bit more about your powers, and you even tapped into some power you didn't know you had. The Wrath of the Storm that happens whenever you are struck.
Yeah.
And after touching down and saying your farewells to Tifa for the evening, you went back to your ship, and that's where we left off.
All I could think of was just, it can get weirder.
So I'm gonna as we're walking across, right? As we're walking across back to our ship, I'm gonna sort of lean over to Kate and I'm gonna say, "Hey,
Hmm?
you wanna talk?"
Hmm. Yes, that would probably be a good idea, Captain.
As
Hey.
you do that, I'm gonna shoot Audra a look like, do you want me there, or should I go talk with the other quartermaster? Kind of.
Audra's gonna nod her head to like, "Yeah, come along."
Okay. I'm gonna head along after them.
Right.
Okay.
Holy shit! It's Superman. What are they doing up there?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much of this can we
we're gonna go
see?
like back to the captain's quarters, and then we're gonna be like,
Unless you were looking for them, you wouldn't have seen it because it is nighttime. They did go
Okay.
from the top of the mast, and they did shoot into the clouds.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, that was
the
a lot
only
of
thing-
lightning, though.
The only thing that would have caught your attention was after they touched down when it went.
And
after they made the deal.
we are not outside during that point currently.
Yeah.
"No, we're in the captain's quarters."
So you gesture for Long Shadow to come with, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we're all gonna go into the captain's quarters. I'm gonna kind of usher you two in, and I'm gonna shut the door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How do you feel? Honestly.
Oh, honestly, I've been better, I mean, it just keeps gradually getting worse, but, I've been better.
Has it talked to you?
Parents arrested pending death for a crime I committed. in a corrupt system that I didn't even know was corrupt until now. It seems we're just in the thick of it.
And what does your friend think?
I don't know.
You haven't asked him?
I mean, I've spent many hours talking to him about the whole situation, but this is new. This is different. I need time. I don't know how he feels about it. He seemed a little sketched out by the whole situation.
Shadow Cleaver seems sketched out about your situation.
In a way, yeah. In a way. A lot has been happening. It's a lot. There's a lot
Can
to
it
think
hear
about.
you? Can it hear you at all times?
I assume so. I mean, we
Is there-
kind of share collective thoughts, is my guess. I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but as
Have
far
you
as I can
ever
tell, yes.
attempted to hide anything from it?
No. But there's really been no need. I mean, put it this way, during the meeting, he tried to talk to me. And when he talks to me, instead of me trying to talk to him, it's usually not a good thing. So, you know,
What do you say?
that's the thing. Not much. My connection has always been so clear, as if he could be here in the room with us, as if he stood next to me. The voice is clear as day, but during that meeting, it was distant. I couldn't make out what he was saying. It was far away, as if muted. Almost. This is why I'm worried that the cult might be getting closer to his true form.
Can you hear him now?
So if I try reaching out, there's nothing?
You try reaching out, it's the same kind of electrical static.
Nothing. I've never not been able to reach out to him before unless he's chosen to stay silent, but this feels different. It's like I'm trying to commune with him, but the message isn't getting through.
Interesting. In that case, I'm going to maybe assume that his connection with you is also the same way. Like some sort of distant static, I don't know. Cade, do you know, how do you feel about Shadow Cleaver? Like, do you know its nature? Are you aware if he's good or bad? Like, have you ever...
He's neither. That's not...
Really?
I mean, I've spent many hours talking to him. He was a general in Great Wars before. Like,
And generals have never been eaten.
Listen,
Well-
why... Hold on. Why have you suddenly got this vendetta against him?
It's
Why?
not a vendetta, Cade. I'm just worried. Listen, I don't know what's been happening, but I did a pray thing that I've never done before, and I prayed to Herman because he's the only god I know, right? So I don't know what that means.
Okay.
But like putting that to the side, I was sensing these things like goodness or badness or whatever, and I felt good because I wanted to know about Tifa because she sketched me out for a hot minute. I thought she wasn't in the same frame of mind as us, so I just reached out and I was trying to like get a vibe, you know what I mean? And it was good. Her vibe was good. Her and Jason were both good. I'm like strong, good. Not
Mhm.
strong. It's like tingly feeling, but like a good tingly feeling. I sense that from Long Shadow. I sense that from myself, which is a little weird for me, but whatever. And then
And then what?
I didn't get that from you, Cade, and I don't think. And then it hit me right in my brain. You're not just you in there. And surely, right? I know you. I've traveled with you. You have a good heart. You've been helping Jason and I with our questionable morality choices. But
Very
if I
questionable.
right, and if ours is questionable, and I sense good from him, and I sense good in myself, and I don't sense it from you, then it's not you that I'm sensing.
I had a dream a month ago at this point. Audra knows this because I shared it with her. I have not contacted my sister since I left home. Darkest shadow behind it. A irresponsible being at the best of times, and I did not wish to bother her on her. But after you and your sister, I awoke at the academy after a dream where your sister had killed mine, had used some sort of ritual to bind you to Shadow Cleaver, forging you into something large. And this is not the kind of dream that I would consider some creation of the subconscious. It's the same kind of dream that Jason described with the Leviathan. Type of dreams that are messages and symbols. I think you are edging something very dangerous. Does not seem outwardly.
How long have you known about this?
I said about a month since we were at the academy.
And you never told me?
Would you tell
You
me?
think I might have wanted to know
I just
about
sensed
something
it
like
today.
that?
And then when I spoke to Herman, we also discussed you.
Oh,
And what did Herman say?
I spoke to Herman. Told me that the powers you control will not necessarily control you. Your actions will bind them eventually. However, he did not specifically say that you would always be the one in control. He did not tell me not to worry. He simply said that it would be up to you when the choice came.
And
That
again,
is-
you decided not to tell me any of this until now?
Well, that is one of the things about the gods, is they have rules. That free will is something that humanity and mortal races have. I did not want to influence that, but I've kept an eye on you. And that is why I'm warning you now. Trust you enough to say it.
So you've all just been watching me?
I watch everyone here.
Making judgments based on things that I don't even know?
Cade, I
could've-
just sensed it today. I'm telling you now. And the only reason I'm telling you is because I'm worried. Obviously, we both are. It's not, Cade, listen, this is not a judgment. This is not a condemnation. This is your friends, your close friends who would die for you, coming to you and telling you that they just want to protect you. It's a
Protect me by
concern.
keeping knowledge from me of things that would help me?
Would not necessarily.
Long Shadow, you've known about this dream, vision thing that you had for what, a month?
And you are more stable now than you were then. How you are reacting.
How? What? You should have told me. Why would you keep this from me?
Because I am worried that you carry something evil on your waist.
And you think maybe if I'd known that a month ago, I could have stopped that? Could have
No, because if
gotten
it is
rid of it
truly
then?
evil, it will play on your doubts and your insecurities. This is just more to add to that. Ideally, I never would have told you.
So why do you bring this up now?
Because you're at a crossroads, and I feel as though you should know all your information at the choice. Now, we can attempt to reunite you with the version of Shadow Cleaver that the cult is seeking, or we could attempt to Shadow Cleaver entering this realm in the first place. You mentioned that your sister did research into the transformation of divine things into arcane objects. Perhaps she would have more insight, specifically into your relationship with this divine weapon, this sentient force. But overall, that is not what we are here to discuss. It is simply information I feel you should have before we decide whether or not to go off in search of the other half of Shadow Cleaver or to rescue your parents.
Kate, I know this is a lot. The only reason I brought any of this up is because in the grand scheme of things, it really does seem like this might center on you. This might be tough to look at, but you have to look at it all the same.
Let me ask you something, Audra. What is good and what is evil? You said you sense good in yourself and the others, but evil in me? What is good? What is evil? What is anything? How can you be so certain of something that is a scale and is perspective based? How
Good
can
and
you
evil are not
lay it?
perspective based, they are divine forces at work in the universe.
I believe he asked me.
Oh,
Long Shadow
Okay.
shuts the fuck up.
I did not say that I sensed it as you, I sensed it in you. And I believe that good and evil is intention based. Your intention is good. I don't know Shadow Cleaver's intention. That worries the shit out of me. The fact that the cult who wants to take over the entire continent wants the weapon, which we assume is Shadow Cleaver, and Shadow Cleaver would also like to get to its original self. A little strange to me. What is the goal? Why? The intention is what worries me.
If you were separated from your body, you'd want to return to it, wouldn't you? If
Yes.
part of your mind or soul was separated from the rest of you, you'd want to be whole again, wouldn't you?
Yes, but we were not weapons that were created for the purpose of war. We are creatures that were put here for God knows what, but we weren't created for war. I believe that.
You think it's fair to judge him just on something like that? For what he was created for? We're all created for a purpose, Audra. Whether we accept that or not, whether we change it, it is free will. You think just because we're born to be something, or born into a certain family, or to a certain place, that just binds us permanently? You think that makes us who we are? No. It's the choices that we choose to make.
Difference
Okay.
here. We are mortals. And we have free will. It may not.
So you're saying we just leave it for the cult to find?
No.
Because like it
I
or not,
never said
someone's
that.
got to find it. If we don't have the choice anymore, we can't just let this lay dormant anymore. We have
Listen.
we have a choice. Either they get it or we do. And
Okay,
I think we know which one is better.
I agree with you. Do you consider Shadow Cleaver your friend?
I mean, he's
Truthfully, honestly. Your friend. Not an acquaintance, not somebody you know. Your friend.
An ally.
Mm,
Maybe pronounce. I don't know if immortal beings can be your friend. Being a friend is a two-way thing.
yes.
But an ally.
Okay.
I don't think he's actively working against us the way the cult are. I don't
Fair.
think that he wants me or anyone here dead, like the cult do. And that seems pretty clear to me what side he's on.
Oh, Bertie.
Oh, we've lost a birdie. I am now Jason Vagrant. I will be playing the role of Jason Vagrant.
Hello.
Who am I?
Let's see here. You are,
Oh,
in
I'm
fact,
myself.
Cade Vakian. In fact, only Hex and I have moved.
Hello.
Oh, no, he's left. Oh, he's back?
He's back.
Oh. Oh. He's back.
He's back. Um,
Got a new
I
one.
will.
Got an awaiting endpoint. Don't know what that means.
I will agree with you and concede to all those points. I just wanted to hear you say that he's not your friend. Ally, yes. Not your friend.
do you really trust me that little? Really?
I trust
Have
you.
you all known all of this? Have you all been in on this?
First
Hey.
of all, Jason has known nothing. He's Jason.
Again, I just sensed this today. I trust you. I trust Cade Vakian. With my life, I trust him.
As do I. I don't trust the thing on his hip.
I don't know Shadow Cleaver.
Like it or not, Long Shadow, he's part of me, at least for now. So if you don't trust him, you don't trust me. I'm not, that's not my choice. That wasn't what I thought I was buying into here. I was trying to help, and it's led me here. It's led to killing people. It's led to my parents being taken against their will and was killed, soon to be killed. And that is all on me. You have no idea how much I hate this, but there is nothing I can do about it anymore.
I am sorry, Cade. It might not mean a lot. I think sometimes I forget how much is on you. I am here to help with that burden if I can at all.
I don't know if anyone can. Even myself. It's just something I've got to live with.
Speaking of things we want to live with, I hate these conversations. Anybody want a drink? I would like one.
I am fine.
Audra's gonna have a glass of whatever she can find in the office.
I mean, it's your cabin.
Yep. A little teeny tiny glass of something. Okay, so now that we've had that conversation, let's talk next about what we want to do.
At
I
this
would
point,
assume
I would say Jason is around
Jason's back.
ready to
Okay.
come back. Yeah.
Right.
This is where we feel the rumbling of the ships as they fucking
Yeah.
land.
Completely unaware of the tension in the room. Jason's gonna swing open the door. I just flew.
What?
Excuse me?
I can fly. I didn't know I can't actually fly, but I just flew somehow.
Jason is saturated in water. He looks like he looks like he just jumped into the ocean.
I just like in the sky, like I had wings, but I didn't actually have wings, and I just went up and I flew.
Jason,
So-
did you just jump off this ship into the water? Because that's
Yeah,
not flying. That's
not
falling
flying.
still, but
Oh, I
Long
went
Shadow
up. I went
takes a deep smell. No,
did
that
you
is
jump off the
fresh water.
mast?
It's all
up.
rainwater.
I went straight up.
And then you
Yeah,
came
when you smell him, Long Shadow, he smells
down.
of fresh water and ozone,
You smell like a
and
storm.
a little bit charred.
Did you get struck by lightning?
I got struck with lightning. I struck with lightning. Little bit of to and fro, back and forward. Como si, como sa.
Who?
Say mama sa mama ku. Say mama sa mama ku. Say mama sa mama ku.
Oh my god.
Is he speaking
So-
Thieves' Cant right now?
Oh. Obviously, Hex knows what he's walking in on because I've been present for the conversation. Uh, Jason's got a 16 passive insight. Would he be aware of the tension in the room?
Sure, for sure. It's
Yeah.
palpable.
Yeah. So he's gone off on this like little bit of a rant of like self-involvement, and then kind of taking a moment to be like, oh, something's going on right now. I've walked in on something.
We are just about to discuss what our next step shall be.
Is everyone okay?
Well.
As Long Shadow says no in unison, Kate says yes.
Oh.
I will fight you on the deck
Just
right
look-
now, motherfucker.
Just looks
Oh
at
my
Long
God,
Shadow,
the
just like,
conflict!
okay, all right, I see how it is.
Audra just looks at you and she just.
Well, surely our next step is clear. Kate's parents are in trouble.
That is what I had thought.
It is also what I had thought.
Kate, you come here on the back of trust that you gave me on some fucking dream that I had no idea whether or not existed. That level of trust, I will only ever hope to repay to you. Your parents are in trouble. Fuck the cult. Fuck the politics. Fuck the war. Fuck civil shit. Hey, you are
Fuck
my
the-
brother. More so than Tifa over there is my sister. I will follow you wherever your hearts desire. I would strongly state that because you are my brother, that your parents are as much my parents.
I suppose we have been trusting in dreams a lot recently. Again, another kind of vague look in Long Shadow's direction.
Yeah,
Uh,
I had a dream. I thought this is what we spoke about. This is why we're here. My dream.
Yeah. I don't know if we have the strength of the numbers to take Keith Solon right now. I mean, this is the thing, is that if we're gonna go there, they're in the thick of it. They are imprisoned for legal reasons on death row. Like, we are fighting an entire city if we go in there. It's not as simple as there's some seedy evil people in the background just existing in a hovel somewhere. They are the system.
The thing is,
They are involved in everything. We don't know who they are or where they are, but they are in everything.
well,
It's not as simple as just going in there and punching a few people.
on our side we have a renowned lightning thief, the wielder of the sword, the
I'm a
woman of the
lightning
seas,
thief.
and the lightning thief. Got it up this
I
morning.
like that. I like
That
that.
is good. A woman
I like
of
that
the
one too. That
oceans?
sounds like a good name.
It should
Blade
that should be the title of a book somehow.
Kid, you are
Yeah.
forgetting one of the most important resources we have. We have someone of near archmage level skill on our side because I guarantee your sister will not leave your parents rotting prison.
And also, we don't need to go in there punching random people. I know that tends to be what we normally do.
Adra,
I think, as much as I want to take the cult out of Keith Solon, Kate, I think you're right. I'm not sure we have the power or the number to do that yet. However, taking your parents out, I think we could do that. A simple rescue mission, just to get them out and safe.
very doable.
And even if I can expand on that, what if we save your parents and then we have the city behind us? All of the gods
It's
that
not, like I said, it's not as simple as that. It's a big city, and the thing is they have we have numbers, but they have influence, and influence speaks volumes. It's
Cade, speak straight words here. Do you want to go save your parents?
of course I do.
Then that's what we should do. It is that simple.
We have you, Cade.
What can I do? Really,
much-
what can I do?
Well, you stood atop a pile of bodies last time we went on a mission, so...
I was
oh,
thinking
that
more
was not the
knowledge
right
of
thing to
city.
say. That was a little insensitive there, Long Shadow. Okay.
He gives you a dark look when you say that.
He
Straight up.
matches your fucking gaze.
Oh,
Wrong with you? I'm gonna make you
intimidation
both
on
touch
each other.
noses. I will make you touch noses. Stop it. Now, Kate, if you want to go save your parents, then we're going to go save your parents. I don't necessarily know about saving the kingdom or even the city, but your parents are the first step.
Where do we take them? If we get them out of whatever high security prison they will be in, they will.
Dock for a car or pass and fold.
This is a trap. This is what they want us to do. Of course, they're. That's what they want. They know. That's why they will have taken them. Think about it. It happened
Then
what,
what
2
do you-
months ago when Aaron Jonathan tried to bring me in and I refused. This is their next way. This is how they're trying to bait me back here. They're using them as a bargaining tool. Think, why aren't they dead already? If they had committed a crime, they'd be tried and executed within the week. But 2 months later, they're still alive. Why?
To get us to
You're
go
right.
there, obviously. There is no choice.
But it's a trap.
If it
We
was
go
Bubble
in there and they
standing
have
behind
us,
those bars,
and
I
then
would
they
be
have,
there tomorrow.
and they have me, and then they have Shadow Cleaver, and then they have exactly what they want.
Then maybe
We
you
won't
sit
let
out
that
this
They have
happen.
no one to stop them in Port Obsidor.
I won't
You
let
really
that
want to
happen.
risk all of that?
Then you sit out this mission. If that's your
Absolutely
issue?
not.
Then we're fucking going.
Okay, so we have to realizing the risks, and you're right. You're absolutely 100% right, Cade. Realizing that, do we go or do we not? It is better walking into a trap knowing it is a trap than walking in and not knowing. Now we know.
This isn't a vote. This is your decision.
Ultimately, Cade, ultimately, right? If let's say it goes to absolute hell and we lose, you turn invisible and you get out.
What about the rest of you?
This is the risk. This is the
I'm
risk
not
we
gonna
take.
just leave you all to die. I'm not gonna do that.
Then you stay.
It's very easy to make a blood oath to someone. It's a lot more difficult to uphold it when that time comes. My blood is yours. You have proven that your blood is mine. This is I will die in this if that's what it needs to be.
I need time to think.
We have at least a day.
Okay. Okay. That's something.
Brilliant.
I'm gonna head below decks.
Is everybody out of the office?
If people are leaving, I'll be like, Audra, a moment, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Jason will leave.
I'll just sit for a minute. What do you honestly think of all of this? Really?
Takes a long sip. Big picture wise, I'm not really even sure, honestly. In the past, I don't even know how long. Basically, since I've met you, my whole world has kind of just done a 180.
Hmm.
And it's hard for me to imagine one on a pirate ship, right? You have multiple people all working towards the same things, even though their ambitions might be different. It's really hard for me to blow that up into a scale of an entire continent. It kind of scares the shit out of me. I mean, the things we were able to accomplish as a ship when we were all working together was formidable, incredible even.
Yeah.
But
Pretty damn incredible.
sometimes the sacrifices, the things we had to do to get people to fall in line, that is not so incredible. When I blow that up and I think about that in the grand scale of an entire continent, that scares the shit out of me. Small scale. Pretty fucking worried about this family that I've pulled together somehow. Actually, I don't think I pulled it together. I'm also really struggling with this whole gods thing. Knowing that I met one, now I'm wondering if anything that I've ever done was actually in my power. You know what I mean?
Existential crisis. Got it.
A little bit. It's like,
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. The last like 2-3 months of doing this, just one big existential crisis.
yeah. And it's like I
Welcome
thought
to the club, buddy.
these people that I met, right? This family that I've pulled together, did I really just, or were you all given to me? Were you all put in front of me?
I think we all found each other because ultimately we had the same goal and we can help each other. And that we all have strengths, but more importantly, we all have weaknesses. And we can cover each other's backs with our weaknesses. When I first met you and Jason and Nelda, I was I was a mess. A child that hadn't grown up. literally every other thing terrified me, and I was a shivering wreck that was so far down a hole, I had no idea what I was doing. And that was then. And even now, I still... Part of me doesn't know what the hell I'm doing. But I'm stronger now, and I'm better, and that's thanks to all of you. And he's just gonna take a moment, and then just without warning is just gonna just leap up and give you a big hug.
Oh.
And just as he like buries his face in your shoulder, you feel just tears. Thank you for saving my life. I
Yeah,
thought
no
I was
problem.
gonna die. And I'm sure I would have done if not for everything you did for me. Not just quite literally leaping into the belly of the beast and pulling me out. That was fucking crazy. Sorry,
Nope, it was.
but without your help and Jason and Long Shadow, and I don't think I would have survived this long. I'd be dead long ago, and the cult would have what they wanted by now. If I was alone then, wouldn't have made it.
She's gonna not let you go immediately.
Mhm.
She's gonna hold on to you for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And she's gonna say, whether or not you were put in front of me or I have built this family myself, I will always fight to protect you. All of you.
Mhm.
And I think that is what's going to keep me going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then she's gonna let you go.
I'm still trying to figure out what to do. I know that we have so many things riding on all of this, on everything. Sorry, one moment.
Mm-hmm. Getting emotional, y'all.
This has been a session.
Oh yeah.
Much more of a therapy session. than a session.
This episode is just
Sponsored.
This is just
This
why I love
episode brought to
D&D.
you by depression.
Oh, wow, I
This
put my
episode
headphones
is-
back on, and that's the first thing I hear.
This episode is just a love letter to what I love about D&D. Anyway, continue.
And just kind of takes a moment to collect himself. It's just like, as much as I know that the rest of you want to help me, I can't ask any of you to do this. This is too much. This is too dangerous. And I don't know who trusts me anymore. Because I know it's easy to stand there and say that you trust me, and I know that's what you will do. But this kind of gestures to a side, even though it's not there. This is part of me now. And I can't change that. And I don't want to put any of you in danger any more than I have to. But if that's gonna be a problem, which it is, clearly, based on the conversation we just had, this might have to be something I do on my own.
You know, as much as I want to say, yeah, you have a choice. Absolutely. Saying that invalidates everything I just told you. I will not let you do this alone. And honestly, even though you're having a bit of a tiff right now, I don't think Long Shadow would let you either. Jason's certainly not. So,
I feared as much.
yeah. So now that we know that that is not a point,
Okay.
okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
Kind of stands up straight and just jokingly say, Captain? Goes to leave. Oh boy.
That night, Shadow goes down to his lab instead of his normal hammock out of the ship. He's open large pack that he carries while they're on the road. He's gonna pull out a long piece of oilcloth about 3 feet length and unwrap it, pulling out Blade Singer's sword. Oh, there goes a Jason. Oh, here he comes back at Jason. And he is going to take it in one hand, swing it once above his head, swing it twice, start moving through his forms until he feels the thrum of the blade song take over the sword again. Gonna need it coming days.
About fucking time. As soon as everybody leaves the office, Audra is going to take a hot second. She's going to down the rest of her drink. She's going to walk out on the ship. Is Katrin at the helm? Or is everybody
No, there's no one at the helm right now because this ship's not moving anywhere.
stationary?
So everyone's either resting or they're working on your ship or they're working on the other ship.
Okay. Audra's going to get to the front of the ship. And she is going to dive up the front. She's going to take a quick swim, keeping the perimeter around the boats, but she's going to go for this one.
Okay. You dive into the water. A school of small fish kind of just part ways and move aside for you. Yeah, you just take some time. It's a deep calm beneath the water, especially as the rain pitter-patters against the top. Just utter silence. And a nice respite. You're on your own here. There's not many people that can come down and disturb you right now.
Just Mog.
Just nice. Just Mog and now Jason. And a few other members of the crew. But a place for you to just rest and meditate, almost. Cade, if you are returning to your bunk,
For now, yes.
then when you get there, you would find a note, which I will send to you now.
Oh. Oh my.
What do you mean?
In a slightly not very neat scroll that you recognize.
Ah. Yeah. Okay.
And as you retire to, what does Cade do?
Okay. Okay. So what kind of time of day is it currently?
It's
It's
really late at night. It's
night?
getting to quitting time.
Mm-hmm.
Like their work. It was nighttime when you fought the serpent. It's getting to the early hours of the morning, like 1 a.m.
Okay.
ish time.
Has Audra finished her swim?
I don't know.
Audra's probably gonna finish her swim at like 2:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Very specific. She's got a clock.
Yeah. So I think specifically what happens is Kate takes some time to just move along the deck, kind of just thinking back and forth. Goes below for a little bit. Doesn't go back to his bunk just yet. And then hearing Audra is back on the ship and is no longer in the water, he's going to cast invisibility on himself.
Okay.
And he's going
Advantage.
to very quietly make his way back above decks. He's going to go to the opposite side. How far away is land?
No.
It's nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
You can't see it from here.
Mhm.
You would be hard pressed to find land on a rowboat. I want to point that out.
Mm-hmm. But I know the general direction, right?
I mean,
You
like as long as you head
make a
west,
survival
right?
check. So right now, yeah. So
Mhm.
as long as you head west, you would find land. You know that.
Yeah.
However, what you don't know is what way west is at this right second, because it's cloudy and there's no sun. So you can't see the stars and you can't see the sun. In the morning, you will be able to tell which way is west. I don't mean to sound like a dick. I'm not trying to stop you doing your thing, but
Yeah.
right now, Cade would not know which way is west.
I wouldn't have a general direction. Could I make some sort of perception check, see if I know a general direction?
I'm gonna say no, just because you're not a sailor. And you're not
Okay.
a survivalist. If you have proficiency in survival, I will allow it. I don't think you do.
I don't. Can I ask Shadow Cleaver?
Right now, you can't hear Shadow Cleaver.
Don't hear him at all.
No.
Could just take a leap of faith.
This is true. However, what he's gonna do, he's basically, I think, with that, he's going to kind of make his way, to still invisible, but gonna make his way over to kind of the edge of the boat. He's gonna take a long 5 minutes to think about everything. He's just gonna step back. He's gonna just find a spot, because obviously there's still crew around. He's gonna find a spot where coming out of invisibility wouldn't be weird or suspicious, and then he'll go back to his bunk and find the note.
Okay.
Yeah.
When Audra gets back on the ship, when Audra gets back on the ship, she's gonna go back to the captain quarters and she's gonna lay down. She's gonna try to actually take a second to pray
To whom?
to the only God she knows.
Okay. I would point out, having grown up with Jason, Jason did have. It wasn't a complete devout faith. He did have a small kept faith in Thor.
Okay, so here's what she's gonna do.
So you would know of that god.
Right. She's gonna pray first to the one she knows personally. It's kind of half-hearted. She doesn't really think he'll answer or do anything like give her a sign, since he didn't earlier.
Yeah. Again, when you try and reach out, you feel that resistance, that static resistance of right now that is a god that you can't reach.
Is it still raining?
It's raining and there is gentle thunder every once in a while.
She's just gonna listen and she's just gonna be like, if Thor would be so gracious as to Are you real? Are all gods real?
Make me a religion check.
Ooh.
Oh! What's my religion? +1? That is a 16.
As you get on the... Are you just on the deck? Where
I
are you
was
praying right now?
I was in the captain's quarters.
It's a little bit... You feel something. You would feel an urge to step into the elements.
And I do.
So, stepping out into the onto the deck, which is currently clear, all the crewmates going to bed at this late hour. That silence, except for the rain beating against the hull of the ship, the gentle rolling of thunder, tapping into this divine potential within yourself that you've only recently begun to explore. It's a different feeling. A feeling that the world is more than just a combination of random elements. The stone is more than stone. The weather is more than weather. And right now, the storm that rages above isn't simply static electricity among the clouds. You feel a presence. You don't feel it strongly enough to feel a name, but you feel not just something, someone.
Kind of looks up into the rain and she just says, okay. A little bit freaked out, but a little bit. She doesn't know how she feels. She goes back into the captain's quarters and she goes to sleep.
Okay. And if there's nothing else from anyone else, nothing? Okay. Then, as the hours begin to wane away, each of you falling in and out of sleep, getting what rest you can, Cade, around about... Hi. Very early hours of the morning, you would feel the storm that had been raging for hours and hours and hours finally begin to abate. That the thunder above disappearing, the rain ceasing against the hull, and you didn't notice it when it vanished, but finally you feel Shadowcleaver's presence.
The storm was blocking it.
He doesn't say anything, but you can feel that connection has been reformed.
Yeah, you can't talk to other gods when you're in the divine domain of a god. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Huh.
shit.
Okay.
And with that, we're going to leave it for today.
No!
Okay.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
No!
That was good.
This has been a great session.
That was fun.
I've really enjoyed this.
That was good.
Yeah, you got to be an audience for like 3/4 that
That
episode.
was fantastic.
Ah!
I
Shit,
really
man.
enjoyed that, but
Shit,
you
man.
guys all did great. This episode has really just been an example of why I love D&D so much, because that was like
100%.
I like to think I'm a decent writer, but I can't come up with the things, these kind of interactions that we come up with collectively, and it's just one of the reasons why I love this game so much, and I love to come to this world every day and create this story with all of you.
Mm-hmm.
and I can't wait to come back next week and find out what
Hell
the
yeah.
group is gonna do.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
it
man.
seems like there's a
Shit, man.
very important person in the chat right now called Nitobot. They're saying that they should head to our YouTube channel if they want to catch up on previous episodes where there have been similar
yes,
and
you
impressive
should.
interactions. I agree with that user
Absolutely.
Nitobot. Yeah, definitely.
Nitobot, thank you
Nitobot.
for your
Yeah.
loyal viewership. And X Calamity,
And
thank
X
you as well
Calamity.
for always
Yeah.
being
Nitobot.
just great.
Also, oh, it doesn't look like they're in the chat anymore. But if they decide to watch the VOD of this section, I would like to thank Adelia1 again for the gifted sub for the stream. I do appreciate it.
Heck
That was really dope. I make every time somebody subs or gifts a sub, I write it down so we can call it out at the end of the
Nice.
stream. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I don't have time to check that stuff, but thank you for keeping on top of it. Bye, everyone. Oh, can we raid someone?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Hell to the
That's a great
Sarah's
idea.
live.
Sarah's always live. Do we have we always raid Sarah? Is there anyone else? Let's see here.
Uh,
Ooh, Grim
Sarah's-
Grim is on with
Sarah's-
people from Lark Network right now. We could raid Grim.
Oh,
Yes.
true. True.
Let's,
true, true,
let's
true.
true.
raid Grim.
Yeah, let's raid Grim
Oh,
because we've raided Sarah like 3 Sundays in a row or Saturdays in a row.
Saturdays.
Because Sarah's always on when we finish.
That's also valid. I need to spell that correctly is what I need to do. All right, we're all getting ready.
we go.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Bye,
1.
everyone.
Bye!